watching this does not give a wonderful feeling to everyone, but going through other informations and connecting any possible links between them will give us the edge as we enter the new world order. What is the future of fintech? We have to actually understand that. So as we move further, we can see regulatory clarity coming in and green lights popping out. And this article states it will be happening within next 2 years. So that this change, as it is happening, PayPal makes this one. I kind of resonate with Alex's opinion here. Yeah, that's kind of happening. And the way Joe puts it here, looks like we are headed towards a massive inflow into the crypto sphere. And when this is happening, when investors are coming, believe me, they will look at the value first and then invest, unlike the retailers. And this one actually shows that kind of dates back to 2016. Now, thanks to Stuart for retweeting this one. So we understood that this was happening in the background. So if you envision the opportunity and seize it you can, seize that opportunity whenever you can, when you understand that, then you will reach the destination, that is for sure. Now, this is actually a long article, but when we look at the core element of that, in this, it actually highlights, and in that journey, don't be confused, because there's a lot of things coming in. Many will actually try to confuse you, but remember this one. They don't have a clear description or definition for stable coin as of now. So when someone says stable coin, don't be worried, because we already presented government documents showing stable coin means something which moves comparatively stable. When they say, for example, if we are comparing XRP with that of BTC and others, it should be comparatively stable. So that's meaning from one of the aspects from the government document. And then this one pops out a great question, and it's kind of a must think scenario, an eventuality plan in case of a black swan event. The 1% case will happen eventually. Believe me, guys. A government document asking you to consider this as questions, and then as we come to the bottom, they talk about regulations, and it is like what could be done to improve regulation in terms of speed, quality, value for your company. And we come down, they really talk about this, what kind of simulations can be done, agent-based modeling and all. Now, there are a lot to cover within this document. It's a huge document, but don't worry, we'll actually go through what is important for us. Welcome to the Scientific Investor channel, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing regularly. Now, when we say clarity for the investors and traders looking at the XRP, you can actually say US market is showing positive signs. This one looks really bullish here, and the change is kind of real. Michael actually highlighted me that this is happening in the background. Like Google Trends actually show you that the interest about XRP is actually rising again in South Korea and Japan. So last time, if you remember, when the monster price increase was happening, you would understand, if you were checking Fiat Leak or some other source, you would have understood that South Korea was pumping like crazy, and they are really bullish on XRP. I'm here and I know that. And all the communications related to XRP between them looks really bullish. And at the same time, do understand digital yuan is coming out, and it's kind of pushing others. Digital yuan made others look like a bit silly, and now digital dollar, digital euro, everyone is coming up and trying to compete with them. And similar products are actually coming soon. It won't be late. And as we just stated in the starting, the new world order is here. Digital asset investors actually highlighting this from Ashish Birla. And when we say that, do remember that it is coming in. And in this particular article, it shows where the adoption rate is as of now. Comparing this one is showing Bank of Canada. Now we just talked about Bank of China, then Bank of England and Fed. So in the same aspect, this one shows Bank of Canada. So as we move further, we can actually understand this is kind of increasing day by day. So if someone is coming out and stating that central bank digital currency is going to be a stable coin, don't be confused, because the term stable coin in the sense they use is different, and in the sense the government documents use them is different. Now, we went through the supranational organizations document previously, for example, IMF, BIS, and also in that also they discuss in a same perspective. Now, this is an article which is really interesting, because when we actually come to the bottom, we can see that they are pointing towards this. In general, according to the forecast, over the next 1.5 to 2 years, most countries will have clearly defined policy in relation to crypto. That is clearly defined policy. Currently, what are we waiting for? Regulatory clarity. So once that comes in, even it's not, say for example, it's coming in 6 months, just an example, and the insiders will actually know this at least before that. They'll come and jump in on the 4th month, before the announcement is made and the public is aware and starting to buy. The insiders or the smart money would be already executed all their trades. So in that aspect, 1.5 to 2 years seems like next 1 year, 1.5 years is going to be crazy. And when we say crazy, just look at what happened previously and feel what he's actually stating here. It's coming in, because why we can actually say that? These are giants. See, now this one is precisely giant Venmo in US market. So when they are actually talking about rolling out, buying and selling for crypto, they know that this is here to stay and this is the future. And investors are actually coming into this one. Now they will be directly competing with Fidelity, Buck, and all the other giants. But at the same time, what you have to understand is now even there are Chrome extensions providing you wallet. So you can just buy and store or hold your digital asset in that wallet. Or if you are a giant investor, then yeah, you can directly go in and buy and provide that to custodians. They will be insured custodians, so you can have some peace of mind while giving them your XRP or any other digital asset. Now in this one, he's actually just highlighting PayPal and Venmo currently has 350 million users, and if they are kind of just buying $100 worth of XRP, that is, say for example, just 15% of them from this 350 million, it's going to be so huge. Because currently when we are looking at the supply, we are not looking at the circulating supply. So currently it's just around or below 10 billion in circulation. Why we say that? There is a lot released from the escrow, but majority are holded by you, me, and other financial institutions. Ripple actually provide this to enterprise. It's an enterprise solution, right? So they hold. They are smart money. Back in 2016, Ripple kind of tweeted this out. They are watching this area and they are seeing an opportunity. Now in this one, they not only highlighted PayPal, it's MasterCard also. And we already saw that this is happening, and it is clear, right? The news actually came out. We actually discussed that previously. Now in this one, the next perspective which I would like to highlight is, they already kind of stated XRP is not a security and all, but at the same time, he's actually stating Ripple is his client. Now that is another thing to consider. CFTC say, for example, if they are coming out and stating this is a crypto commodity, then that completely makes sense. If you remember in a previous video, we actually shared crypto security, crypto commodity. So there are 3 classifications which came in. I actually forgot the third one. Came in, and personally I believe we are going to be in crypto commodity. And once that actually pop out with that clarity, say the regulatory clarity stating it's crypto commodity, then this thing will happen. Say next 1.5 to 2 year, that should be the waiting time for huge wealth transfer. In other terms, we all know that the greatest wealth transfer is happening, and we don't know when it will be happening. We are all waiting for that. But if this is correct, then the waiting time for next huge wealth transfer, the massive wealth transfer, will be kind of starting within next 2 years. And yes, that markup cycle can actually take at least 1.5 to 2 years. Last time when it was retailers, it took like 1 year. So If this time it's with the institutional customers, then it's gonna be, say, something more or something less, we don't know, but we can be prepared and we can think it's gonna be something more. The probability is actually high that this will be taking more time than last cycle. It's okay, we are riding the wave anyway from the bottom. This article, it's actually a long report, but it gives us a lot more view. I'm still in the first page to highlight that XRP Capital, that's Arrington XRP Capital, is there. Now, the entire article actually takes you through different types of stablecoin, why stablecoin are they, the background and all. But when we actually move further, we also can understand they talk in detail about how you can use a stablecoin, why you can use a stablecoin, why you should use a stablecoin to increase speed, blah blah blah, showing that the dollar was here when it was out and now it's here, so the value has depreciated a hell lot. Now, yeah, majority of us actually know that, but when we actually check through all the different events, we can actually see something new is actually gonna come out and it's gonna pop out soon. Now, yeah, we'll just jump directly into the stablecoin area, because why I'm highlighting this, majority, or at least some of you guys actually ask in the comment section, like, stablecoins are going to be there, if stablecoin are being used by one bank or another bank, where is the role of XRP, how it's going to be used? So this is the answer. Even when they are considering stablecoin, they talk the background, everything, and at the end they really highlight that there is a lot of disadvantage in this particular thing. Because what do you need is stability, scalability, privacy, and decentralization, free from central authorities or major stakeholders. Take the stablecoin projects and say how many of them provides that. That's the first thing. And then when we actually come down to the bottom, they actually have a separate section talking entirely about different stablecoins. That means they are not just saying this like without taking a proper look. They actually went through each different project, studied that, and then they segregated it or classified it into different classes based on how they were actually designed. So at the end, they also state that even though these are there and this provides some kind of benefit from the previous era of dollar, now we are moving into digital dollar, so that is a different thing. But this one is the three types. You can see IOU and crypto collateralized and seigniorage shares. So these are currently there. But this is where they highlight stablecoin failure. That's a cautionary tale. So if you are directly stating that this is gonna be sold, yeah, it can be, within the walled gardens, it will be used. But do keep in mind, when they are looking at the entire network, they consider this not as adequately suitable for what they are talking there. And then they jump into Fed coins, meaning the central bank digital currency. So we again come back to central bank digital currency, moving through the stable coins. And then we also saw they talk about stable coin like this. Generally, the term stable coin identifies a phenomenon that is still under development and lacks a single agreed definition. So they actually, this European Central Bank's report, they actually sees like tokenized fund, off-chain, on-chain, algorithmic. So there are different types as of now. No one knows what it means. Now here in the Fed coin, if you look, that's a central bank digital currency which is not yet out. If you look the parameters here, improved resilience, lowered cost. So both of them at the same time by providing transparency of the underlying asset. So they give the example here like Tether. A Fed coin has the potential to bring more transparency with the actual amount of dollar reserves backed by it, because currently majority of us don't actually know whether the Tether is actually using a fractional reserve or they are holding 100% reserve. So that is a area where the new central bank digital currency, mostly hybrid or synthetic digital currency, coming out and placing this. Then they showed different examples of central banks conducting their pilot projects. Say this one, Singapore Urban. We actually talked about Urban, Jasper and all previously, right? And they then go through different countries like Sweden. They are still backing their retail central bank digital currency approach, and then all the other approaches which central banks are kind of jumping in. Then they show about the utility settlement coin, which is it has the ability, but the problem is it is something brought up by some of the banks. So the issue with one bank will not be actually jumping into an asset which is pegged to another bank's assets. So that kind of gives the issue. And then they actually highlight here in section 4, it's just about problems with all the different stable coins. So the reason I'm explaining to you guys is, this is important. When someone says stable coin, just understand they're not actually talking about that stable coin. They're talking about something which is kind of stable compared to others. Whenever you see BTC fluctuation 20% up or 20% down, at the same time, say XRP may be only doing 5 to 7%. In the short term, you can say that that's a bad thing. But in the long term scenario, that kind of attracts investors, showcasing that there is value in the asset, and that is why it is being highlighted in the governmental level documents as a stable coin. We previously showed you that, right? They talks about stable coin and they highlights XRP and XLM. So that is kind of the huge thing to understand the value. That's one side of that value for XRP. We talked about that in yesterday's video. We have two sides. One is utility and the other one is speculation or investors. So investors coming in, watching the actual value. Now, when we talk about regulation, we also really want to know what type of tax it will be for us, right? Now, for example, South Korea came out and stated that it will be kind of similar to that of capital gains. So say, for example, capital gains rules in different countries varies, but if you take, say, India, if you're holding long term, meaning 12 months or more, you have to pay like 10%. If you're doing it short term, kind of flipping, it's kind of 15%. So still, it's not like 30, 40 or 50% of your profits. So that's not that bad. And they are actually looking at much more implementation. Here it's South Korea implementing same, like it will be taxed under capital gains. So for majority of South Koreans, this can be like, that's okay, that's cool, we are already doing capital gains, so it's not an issue. And that can be one of the main reason you are seeing this trend here. South Koreans are really looking back into XRP because if they have already understood the value of this asset in the previous bull run of 1400x, they were there. We can see in majority of the universities, you can actually see small guys coming out, students coming out with BMW i8 top end classes. It's kind of crazy, but they really waited for around 2 to 3 years from the bottom of the previous cycle around 2014 2015. They invested there, they waited till 2018 to get that profit. So if you're here and saying like, I came in 2018 when the price was so high, now it's 2020, the price is not moving, that doesn't make any sense, because those who made this profit, huge amount of profit, they waited for like 3 years, 3.5 years, 4 years. So you don't know how much time you'll have to wait. But one thing is for sure, we are already 96% down. So there is no way that we are going to go down again another 95%. Even if we move, it will be like 1%, 2%. So if you can endure this much pain, then that's nothing. Right? So what is coming ahead is what you have to actually concentrate on and keep yourself motivated. And when I say motivated, you also get news like this, right? It's giving the adoption. It suggests that the central bank digital currency is coming out. Each and different central banks are coming out and talking about this. And whenever you are looking at that, for example, Bank of Canada, Fed, or any other central banks, majority of them are already partnered with Ripple. They are working with Ripple. Now, yes, it's not a surprise. Ripple has already informed everyone, like they are still working with 40 to 50 central banks all across the world. And that is like a good thing. So if we don't understand that, we may miss many things. But this particular opportunity here, that should not be wasted. We are seeing an opportunity when the price is so low and we are getting these kind of clarity, but slowly. Yeah, I agree. It's not a rapid. They're not currently coming out and jumping out and saying, yes, this is it. It's kind of slow. But why is it slow? It's always like this. You have to see an opportunity way before, because otherwise there is no sense. If you actually listen to the podcast of Howard Marks from Oak Tree Capital, you can actually understand that He actually says if you're going to invest in Tesla now, everyone knows that. So where is the profit? So if you know something is valuable and it's already priced into the asset, there is no opportunity there. If you know the value of the asset and if you understand that the price of the asset is undervalued, that is where you see the opportunity.